Chapter 2, Lesson 6, Solving Proportions. Proportion. A proportion is an equation stating that two ratios are equivalent. You must have an equal sign. Here is an example. 3 over 4 equal x over 12. We did this in an earlier lesson in Chapter 2. There are several ways to solve a proportion. I always like to look for a relationship. Sometimes you can simplify the fraction. And then you can use a method that we're going to encourage you to use called cross products. You have probably seen this done when you're trying to figure out if a fraction like 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12. The products of 4 and 9 and 12 and 3 equal 36. So therefore we can say that 3/4 is equivalent to 9/12. 36 is equal to 36. When you're solving a proportion with cross products, you don't have all four numbers. You have 3 of the 4. And one of the numbers is taking the place of your variable, the x. Since the products are the same, the proportion is equal. For example, after 2 hours, the temperature rose 7 degrees. How much time? See how we don't know? How much time? That's a question. At this rate, will it take for the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees Fahrenheit? We're going to set this up in a small chart. The temperature over the hours. The temperature rose 7 degrees in 2 hours. The question asks for how long will it take the temperature to rise an additional 13 degrees? Additional 13, and we don't know the time. That will be our x. What you have now is a proportion with one of the numbers missing. 7 over 2 equal to 13 over x. Use your cross products. 7 and x is a product. We don't know what x is. Equal to 2 times 13. 7x is equal to 26. Now you're faced with a small one-step equation, which involves having to figure out what x is. To do that, you divide both sides by 7. The 7's on the left cancel each other out, which leaves you with x. If you were to do the math to the side, you would come out with 3 and 3 places past the decimal would be 714 thousandths, and we want to round that to the nearest hundredth, as asked for in the directions. Hundredths. What does the 4 tell that 1 to do? Remember, 4 or less, let it rest. 5 or more, raise the score. So it's a 4, leave the 1 the way it is, bring down the 7, bring down the decimal, and bring down the 3. And that would be the number of hours. The number of hours it takes to rise to 13 degrees.